All right, so we're gonna at least do the first one. We only have a few minutes left, so we're gonna just do the first one, which is simplified expression. If I simplify something for you, you can raise your hand on what does that mean? Like if I tell you how to do something and I'm gonna simplify it. What does that mean? Anyone know? Simple. What does the word simple mean? Who knows? Simple?
Easy.
Like easy, right? Like make it smaller. Like can you tell me maybe not in 1,000 words? Simplify it so it's a little bit easier. So all we're doing is we're rewriting this, but combining like terms. It's exactly what we did on our do now. So basically that where we combined our like terms or our same last names, that's what I call it, is what we're doing when it says simplify. So when I look at these, it has to be the same last name. If I say like Richard and Richardson, they sound alike, but they're not the same last name, right? That's how these exponents and variables are. So x to the third is its own little guy. He's by himself. So I'm just going to move him down right here because there's no other x to the third. So I'm just going to rewrite him underneath. Are there any other x's? 4x, and what's the other one? Oh, don't drop that negative. Hey, don't get good. So 4 and negative 6. So I'm going to do plus 4x minus 6x. And then that constant nag at the end, negative 4. There's no other constants. We always start with the highest exponent, which we'll get to is degree. So we always put the highest exponent first. Then we got to combine our like terms, right? Here's our little sister and brother. We got to make sure they're in the same family. So what is 4 minus 6? Beautiful, negative 2. So minus 2x minus 4. That's my answer. So that's really all we're doing today, and we're learning the vocabulary. So first it's just combining like terms and putting it in order. And then we're going to just go through the vocabulary to this problem right here. And so we only have a minute left. So just make sure you have that down. You can just leave everything where it is because we're going to be right back here. And then we'll just continue the lesson and you guys will have time. All right, so the next thing we're going to go over is terms. So terms, all that means is they're just numbers and letters that are squished together. Or it could be just a number or just a variable or a letter. So right here, this would be considered a term. This would be considered a term, and that would be considered a term. So basically each little thing that's being added or subtracted is considered a term. So how many terms are there? 3. So you're going to just write 3 terms. 1, 2, 3. Coefficients is like, if you have a coworker, right? What does that mean? Coworker. Someone works with you, right? So co just means with. And so a coefficient is just like the coworker. It's the number that's attached to the letter. So basically, it's the number, it's basically the coworker of whatever the variable is. So right here, I can see that what number would be a coefficient here for this term? Who's the number that's attached to a letter? Just a number. 2, right? So 2 would be a coefficient. And this one right here. But don't drop that negative. Negative 2. Negative 4 wouldn't be a coefficient because it doesn't have a coworker, right? It doesn't have a variable attached to it. So the only coefficients are the numbers that are attached to variables. Just like co-working, co-teaching means they're together is what co means. Constant is like that constant nag, you know, that friend that you always see that's annoying, always nagging, tagging along on those double dates, right? I always think of the coefficients as like a double date right here. And then there's this constant nag. Look at him, following along, just tagging there. He has no date. He's just there for the ride, right? So the constant nag is the number that's alone. So the number that's alone would be, don't drop that negative, negative 4. So the constant nag, make sure we're writing this down. is just -4, the number that's alone. And you'll hear me use that term a lot. If you just remember constant nag, and that's all you want to write down in your notes, go for it. Next one is degree. So I just remember degree, like if I say right now it's 51 degrees outside, what thing tells me that I'm looking at degrees? That little symbol, right? It looks like a baby little exponent. So degree just means the highest exponent. So if you want to write it like that, you can. And so I look at my terms right here, and the highest exponent is what number? 3. So my degree is 3. So it's just the exponent, the highest exponent that's there, and so my degree of this would be 2. I just remember degree when I'm looking at the temperature. Leading coefficient is like the line leader. It's the coworker of the one with the degree. So what's the coefficient of the term with the degree? 2. So the leading coefficient would be 2. So it's basically the line leader. So I usually write it like that too. And then polynomial, what poly means is many. So polynomial are terms that are added or subtracted together. And so if we have one term, like this, like 5x squared, does anyone know the little term for one term? Something nomial? Mono. Beautiful. So one term would be mono. That's going to help you with SATs, ACTs, those words are used all the time. Mono means 1, so monomial is 1 term. What's 2 terms? Starts with B. Bi, good. Bi means 2. Like bicycle means 2 wheels. Binomial just means 2 terms. That would be like 5x squared plus 3. I'm doing examples. 3 terms would be what? Beautiful. Trinomial. That would be like 5x squared plus 3 minus 3x minus 2. 3 terms. Our example, what would that be? How many terms were in our example? So make sure you're always looking at the simplified one. 3 terms. So when we do this, make sure you're always looking at your simplified. We already said it's 3 terms, so we know it's what type of polynomial? Beautiful. Anything more than 3 is just poly. That's on the lesson. Make sure you guys write all this down. We already made your little quiz for tomorrow. We're letting you use your notes. You can use your notes. It's the same questions.
That's a quiz though.
Exactly. And it's a quizzy and easy 100.
No, I mean that's a quiz on the second day of
Every Friday.